Alright, so first up on your 1943s, well, first we have a P mint mark, a D mint mark, and an S mint mark. So let's look at the P mint mark. So first thing you want to look for is a repunched mint mark. You'll notice on the back of these coins that the big mint marks are going to take place above the building. And those mint marks were only used for the silver nickels. So if you have one with the big mint mark above the building, your nickels are going to be 35% silver. Alright, so this is a repunched mint mark. You see that there. Very obvious repunched mint mark. You know, here's another example of that. We have a few examples here of the repunched mint mark on the P mint mark. So there is those. Inspect your coins closely because that can add a little value to your coins. Now also for the D mint mark, we also have a repunched mint mark example. So here's what that looks like on the D mint mark of the 1943 Jefferson Nickel. Now in 1943, here is how many they actually made. So we have 271 million of the P, 15 million of the D mint mark, and over 100 million of the S mint mark. So they produced a lot of those. So these are the war nickels produced during the war, of course. Now also what you want to look for on your 1943s is a double Die Obverse. So look for that doubling on the lettering of the coin. You can do that on the phrase "In God We Trust," on the word "Liberty." You know, always inspect your coins very closely. Now here you also want to look for it on the date 1943. Some pretty extreme doubling here going on there on the date. And then we also have something very, very unique on the 1943. It is the 1943 with the 3 over a 2. So you can see the line from the 2 going through the 3 there, which is absolutely amazing. So if you have a 1943, always look for this. Even if the coin is in rough condition, they are going to sell. So always be on the lookout for that. So also on the 1943 P mint mark, you also want to look for that doubling on Jefferson's I as well. So always keep an eye out for that. No pun intended, always keep an eye out. But let's start off here with an error coin from 1943. This is a 1943 Jefferson Nickel that was actually struck on a 1-cent planchet. So, you know, why does it look this color if it was struck on a penny? Well, this was actually struck on the 1943 steel penny. So you guys know the steel penny, right? The Jefferson Nickel design here was struck on one of those steel planchets. So very cool type of error, and of course that gives the coin a lot of value. This coin sold for over $3,000. Now just some coin prices here on the S mint mark. Something like this, it is a high grade, a mint states 65 grade, but the coin only sold for around $10. Now the 1943 S with the mint state 68 grade, and it's got 5 full steps. Keep that in mind. Here's an example of what full steps is on your Jefferson nickels. You know, those are for certain dated coins, which we've talked about in other nickel videos here on the channel. You know, that is something that the grading company is going to determine when you get your coin graded. They will inspect it very closely under high magnification and determine if your coin has full steps. Now this coin being at a mint state 68 and having those 5 full steps is what gives it all of its value. Like I said, they produced a lot of these coins, so it's really going to be the really top of the line grades that are going to have, you know, some real value to them. So this nickel sold for around $2,800. Now, here is a 1943. Now, we looked at the 3 over the 2. Now, this coin is in pretty rough condition, only graded at a very good 8. So the coin grading scale goes up to 70. This is at an 8. You get the point. It's very low on the grading scale. So it does have the 3 over the 2, or the inside of the 2, and it only sold for around $30. So, you know, not much money, but had this coin been a high grade, it would have sold for a lot more money. And that is what this next coin is. This is that coin that has the same exact thing, the 2 underneath the 3, or inside of, or the 3 inside of the 2, but it has that mint state 67 grade. So that is what's going to make it super, super rare. And that's why this coin sold for over $8,000. So you see the difference between a $30 coin and an $8,000 coin. Of course, the condition always matters. Never clean your coins because that will devalue them. Now here is a 1943 that is similar to the first coin that we looked at. It was struck on a steel 1-cent planchet, so we can see that it is in very good condition as well. And the coin sold for over $18,000 because of that mint error. Here's the last one that was struck on a steel penny. This coin sold for over $4,900, so nearly a $5,000 coin because of the nickel design being struck on a penny. Now, we looked at the doubling, what to look for. The doubling on the lettering, the doubling on the eyelid, the doubling on the date. This coin here has that doubling. It is the double Die Obverse 1943 P mint mark Jefferson Nickel, graded by PCGS at a mint state 67, and this coin sold for over $11,000. So of course, having that doubling, having the high grade that it has, is what makes the coin super valuable. Now, we also looked at that D RPM, that repunched mint mark. We showed you an example of that. And here is that 1943 that has that D repunched mint mark. And of course, this coin is graded at a mint state 66, so that gives it value as well. You know, if this repunched mint mark nickel here was in bad condition, it really wouldn't sell for that much. But this nickel here, because of the condition, sold for over $200. Now here is an error coin. Now this one is really cool. This is a lamination error taking place on the 1943 P mint mark Jefferson Nickel, and we see that taking place here on the obverse of the coin. Really amazing type of lamination error here. Man, boy, would I love to have something like this in my collection. Even though, you know, it's not worth thousands, it's still a very unique and awesome type of error coin here. So this coin sold for around $200 as well. And then, of course, we got the 1943 D mint mark. Now, this coin here is solely valuable, again, because it's got that high grade of a mint state 68. So we got that high grade. That's what gives it the value. Doesn't have any types of errors on it. This nickel sold for over $5,000. $5,000. So always check your nickels, you know, inspect them very closely for that doubling and for those repunched mint marks, because it can add value to your coins. But always keep in mind, guys, that the condition, the grade, is always going to have a massive effect on the coin's value. So when someone in the comments says, hey, I have a 1988 penny, what's it worth? You know, I'm not sure what you guys expect me to answer to that. I try my best to answer it as nice as I can. Really, the answer is, does it have any types of errors on it, for one, because 1988 penny, you know, they're not rare. They made a lot of those coins. One, does it have any types of errors? You know, what are the errors? Where do the errors occur on the coin? You know, what condition is the coin? Has it been graded? Has it not been graded? You know, things like that. All that is going to affect the value of any type of coin. You know, some coins are just going to be worth a lot of money just because they didn't make a lot of those coins. And we talk about that here on the channel, so feel free to go check out all the other videos. And you guys know what to do. Don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you all in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.